Oh, welcome back. Good luck.
That is a lot of ice. Lot to do, but oh, piss. You know what, let's just do this. Bits. As long as its offensive prowess isn't as much as the fucking wolves, this should be doable. Oh yeah, I have this now. That is a really good ability. Actually, I probably should. Oh, piss. Of course, the ability to run away scot-free when you need it. Oh, thank gosh. Only goes around in straight lines, apparently. I believe I need to wait until level 48 for me to get back War Heal. All is upgrading for War Response really worth it? big ice field here. Very nice. Ah, piss. Can it stack these, I wonder? Let's go. Horse fillet. Nice. Let's do this.
of course. I'll take good care of them. Here you go. Here you go. Oh, everyone! I'll be cheering you on from here. Thank you for your business.
Thanks for coming. Doing this then? Items, huh? It's not a big deal, but... See you guys.
Welcome. Good night, then. The guest book is here. Good luck.
Thanks for coming. Items, huh? All right. See you guys.
Oh. We should kill them in their sleep. Petrify. I can't do that. And also, it has resistance to being petrified. go. I want to do something that I think will be really useful.
Welcome. Let me know if you need it. The guest book is here. Good luck. Oh, come in. I'll take good care of them.
Ooh.
Here you go. Here you go. Thank you for your business.
Ah, it's you. What will you do? Done. Be careful. Thanks for coming. Anything else you need? Oh, okay.
Oh wait, hold on, fuck.
Thanks for coming. So, what do you want?
Oh damn, I'm out of Scarlet Yam.
You're ordering this? I guess you got good taste. Anything else you need? You want to take a look at our stock? See you guys.
Believe you forgot to activate that. Wow.
Oh, come in. I'll take good care of them. Thank you for your business.
Thanks for coming. Doing this then? Here's the list. Doing this then? You're ordering this? What do you think? See you guys. Thanks for coming.
Hit taker. Will be really nice to have, I think. I am going to max this out. Let's see if we can get it a grimoire of it. At least level 5 would be good. Under 50% is like the biggest thing though. We really don't want to be under 50% HP. Probably just self-defense then. Scapegoat's also pretty much gonna do the same thing, I suppose.
So, what do you want?
Wait, isn't this just better?
I guess you got good taste. Anything else you need? See you guys.
Yeah, I'm going to easy for this. This is just grinding.
Ah, it's you.
See, you're the one with the skills I want. Stabily? Yeah.
Consider this carefully.
I'm gonna try to see if I can get the level 5 pre-provoke as well. Would be really nice.
Done. Was there something else?
Why the fuck do I have her TP maxed out?
Rest as much as you need to.
Huh. Wait, what? What class has access to Petrify? I thought Ralpsa would be able to do it.
Ah, it's you.
Be careful.
Oh, come in. Here you go. Here you go. Ah, could I help you with anything else? Thank you for your business. Welcome. The guest book is here. Good luck.
May as well beat up bosses, right? We're back. Good. Let's just auto attack and see what happens. Only got shield mastery. I just realized Umag's gonna be over-leveled. Which, fuck. Does the food not increase the chances for grimoires?
What is a deck? Nothing but a miserable pile of staples. Have at you! Imagine a format where you have no staples, because you can craft no cards, open no bundles, buy no structures. Imagine a challenge run where all you have is 80 random Yu-Gi-Oh cards and your own will to survive. Could you win even a single duel on the Master Duel ladder? If you can, you'll be rewarded with one additional pack to add to your collection, plus whatever legacy packs you pick up along the way. Use them wisely, because in a masochist run, that's all you'll be getting, and every card counts. I'm Hardleg Joe, if you didn't know, and it's time for me to fulfill my destiny. Like Simo before me, I will take up Yu-Gi-Oh's most difficult challenge and try my best to reach the top of the Master Duel ladder under the most insane conditions possible.
So,
grab a snack and lean back, cause it's gonna be a long and bumpy ride. Last time on
The chance
Master
of a
Duel
premium
Masochist.
grimoire chance occurring has increased greatly.
So, what do you want?
Fuck you.
It doesn't say anything about active chance.
Hamas evils.
I guess you got good
X
taste.
Dominos. You don't even need to attack, it's just
See
there
you
for
guys.
the extra damage, and then when this attacks, you can't activate anything, so if you thought you had Battle Fader... Oh, finally.
Alright, let's try this again. It's sad we just got done, we had a coin toss, we won. I started singing like a song, we had a little like impromptu a cappella karaoke moment, and then it didn't load. And now that moment is lost to the ether. You will never see it watching this channel. However, I have another channel. It's called
You can also
Raw
try spamming
Hardleg,
defend.
where I post all the VODs
Just stall the
from
game.
streams.
Just
And
stall
I
the
mean,
game
stream
out,
chat is
see
here.
what
You gotta know
happens.
I'm recording this on Twitch, and you can see the stream chat over on Raw Hardleg. So if that's curious, go sub over there. Get all the videos like a week after they come out. Anyway, here's Inspector Board with Book of
I don't know.
Unfortunately, I'm just now realizing Inspector Board is... Oh wait, no. I was like, oh, it doesn't do anything if they don't have any extra deck. Actually, it's super effective if they don't have extra deck. The next thing is they can't activate monster effects. This might as well be
Dude.
skill drain. Alright, if they're playing Dragonic Diagram, then they're inability
I could
to
also just
activate
edit
monster
my
effects
save file,
does
that's
not
also
matter.
a
Stun
possibility.
versus stun.
I've done it before.
Who stuns hardest? Set. Yeah, and if this goes to the graveyard, they just get to pop a monster. Yeah, we just do this before you get a chance. Wow, this is just like the perfect counter to us. Because now it can't be destroyed by battle, and if we move it into the back rooms, it's just a continuous spell, and they can pop it. There's no spell trap removal. Time to earn your keep. Hello, Time Breaker. Let's break some time. Get out of here, mister. You're staying face down forever if I can help it. Their stun is consistent. I say this oftentimes is like, you don't
Thanks for
necessarily
coming. That
need a
turned out
good
pretty
deck
nice.
to beat me. If you have a deck that can search a card every turn, you will out-resource me over the course of like 3 turns.
Doing
My
this, then?
only hope now is
the
exactly Chen Ying. Chen Ying banish the Dragonic Diagram
Wow.
might be able to save me. But if I can't do that, I am doom screwed and screw doomed. Another one. Yeah, and if I flip this up, I won't be able to banish them in time. And if I activate something, they just get to, like, search a thing. If you're unfamiliar with True Dracos, they only got 3 monsters, but every monster's like, if your opponent activates something, search a card. Pillars of the Yangzing. Yeah, I need Long Wan, and I'm not going to get Long Wan. Yep. Please move into the back rooms. Lose 1 turn. Unfortunate. Apophis! Oh, brother! I am ill! They're playing manly dragons! I can't even make, like, my nightmare. I've been outstunned. What can I say? A delicious sourdough pretzel save me in my day. A big old crunchy pretzel is how I get the energy to stay alive and awake. I'm here and I'm fine. I'm drawing some cards on my mind, and that's what I'm doing, and that's what I say as I activate boss stage. Maybe in another life, Chad, I could have been a musician. I've definitely got the talent for it. Unfortunately, talent don't matter in this world. Do I want to set this? Yeah, because I have the Yangzing creation.
You got a deal.
We'll go with that. Halt, criminal scum! I will summon from the deck. Unless
Doing
Ash
this,
Blossom, Ghost Ogre? Doesn't look like it. This one's the
Let's hear
better
it.
one, right? And then call me Snoop Dogg, because I'm token. There we go. So I got a Banish, I got a Mirror Force, I got some Protection. What do you got, Lily? 2233? I see. A Sage with eyes of blue. A Master with eyes of blue. A Spirit with eyes of blue. I think, chat, and this might be a
Then let's
dangerous
start.
move, but I think the move here is actually to banish the Mausoleum of White, because that denies them the normal summon, and they can't get the blue eyes out of or into the graveyard for this. So unless they have a blue eyes in their hand, or like the lady, that keeps them from extending. They had the lady. They always have it, yep. Now they get a spell trap. Wishes. Wishes discard 1, add 2. But what will they add, chat? Alright, that'll summon a blue eyes from the deck. Discard it. Target an effect. Okay, so they're getting 2 blue eyes. And then that'll get the tuner back, and then they can get into the synchro, and then the synchro, I think, can negate Blazing Mirror Force. We've just gotta see. We gotta see what they do. Do they expect the Blazing Mirror Force? As much as I would like this, I kind of gotta wait for them to, like, get something and then activate this.
Then let's start.
And hope that, like, if they have a negate, they use it on this.
Anything else you need?
JSB Shingo,
Sure.
thank you for the gift sub. I hate Jet Dragon. Other cards cannot be destroyed by card effects.
Anything else?
Fuck.
Oh, what do you want?
God damn! How did they know, Chad? The Spirit, and they're just in defense.
You're
Big
ordering.
guy, get the big guy.
I guess you got good taste.
Oh? Lightstorm Dragon? Okay.
See you guys.
You can shuffle this, target an effect monster, send it to the graveyard. What was that? If you do, summon a blue eyes from your graveyard other than the sent monster. And this is not once per turn. It's killing the token. Okay. Oh, and then that comes back. Great. Yeah, I think I'm just a deadman.
Welcome.
Yeah, so they've got a
The guest book is
non-destruction
here.
way to out the Chen Ying even if I get it.
Good luck.
They've got an ability to make another,
Thanks for coming.
they've got the ability to make a negate.
Doing this then?
I'm probably just dead. That ain't Chen Ying. How much does this actually do? Very funny. Become small, Spirit Dragon. Yeah, you think that'll help you? 600. Alumirage, too strong. The spirit isn't synchro summon, it can't tag out. Ah, I see. I still want to get rid of it because otherwise they can make stuff. Oh, yeah, I just don't know. Unfortunate. Bad Blue Eyes deck is still a Blue Eyes deck. We're going again, my friend. We are hopping into duels. Like, I saw you wanted Long Wan, so we gave you Long Wan. Thanks, buddy. Hello, Long John Chen-Ying.
Anything else you need?
1200. At least I don't go quietly into the night. Harpies, Feather
See you guys.
Duster. Well, that's gone. And now what? Ah, I see. Ether Barrel. Oh, and it's Blue Eyes again. First it was Dark Magicians, now it's the Blue Eyes that taunt me. So, now they can't activate any monster effects for the rest of the turn. Which means they can't get their tuner out. But they do have... Wait, they
Oh
can?
wow, it's
Not
golden.
activate the effects of special summoned monsters on the field. Gotcha. And they had the second drill beam. Yeah, if they got 2 drill beams, I can't beat that. Once more, we've got Chen-Ying, but no way to trigger. Let's go ahead, activate this.
Triple
Send one of
HP.
those. Search one of these. I think in this case, we do discard the mystery shell. We go loudly into the night. 1200, and then we'll set this. Set this. And time for like a 60 card deck in a row to hit me with, what am I calling it? Starter Buster. 60 card deck, 7 card extra. Normally that would make me feel confident, but after the things I've seen today, I feel confident in nothing. Oh, excuse me, it ain't Dark Magician. Blue Eyes again. Are you gonna try to pop Chen-Ying? Go ahead. Which one you targeted? You chose poorly. Yeah, I'll use the effect. Let's get rid of this. Now I'm stronger than you. Oh, this isn't the new Kaiba man. I was like, fuck, can they make Pep? But they can't. This isn't the tuner. I don't think there's a rank 8 I have to worry about if they get the other... Yeah, now they have a card in the graveyard. For the last win in the Book of Moon, I don't think there's anything I have to worry about. Oh, got a Link summon? Or a Tribute? A weird fusion. Can't be destroyed by
The thing I want is free provoke though.
If this card attacks opponent's monster, the opponent's monster is not destroyed by that battery. Battle declared.
I think our chances would be better if I just went for one character at a time.
Now you can be destroyed by battle. Oh, I didn't know it worked like that. I thought it had to remain face up on the field. That's unfortunate. Top deck, Thunder King Ryo, that's pretty good. That should hopefully save us a turn or two. A Timmy turn or two. Go, Thunder King! Y pose to assert dominance. They got something they can activate. They ain't doing it. Okay, battlefield. At most they can do 2, right? I will not continue the attack. Now, if
Level
they
6 scapegoat, I guess that's pretty good.
Thunder King Ryo owns them in half.
That only protects for one time.
Yeah. They're gonna kill the
Or
Thunder
2
King
times.
either way. I'd rather have them kill this and start death than you. So we get she win. Special summon. Let's get the fire
It's a start.
out of the deck. An endless conga line of assholes. Okay, can I beat 2 Blue Eyes?
Welcome.
Not with that. So if I crash
Good night,
this,
then.
No, I crash this.
The
I
guest
summon
book
the
is
6.
here.
I bring back the 5. And then I make that, set this, and I can pop one of them. So we crash this.
Good luck.
The chain link number 1.
It's you.
Chain link number
Understood.
2.
It's you.
So this comes
Consider
back.
this carefully.
Main phase 2.
Done.
We make
Was there something else?
target
Be
1
careful.
card, negate its effects. Then you can destroy it. Fuck, shit, fuck. They don't have effects to negate. And this returns to the extra deck. Yeah, we have to do this, which is way worse. As we Brionic, we activate, we just pitch this,
Oh,
and send one of these back to the
I'll
hand.
have something better next time.
I
Thanks
just
for
gotta
coming.
hope they don't have
So,
the
what do you
effects
want?
and cards left in deck to like
You're ordering.
properly summon them
I
from
guess
the
anything
hand
else
or
you
like
need.
make
See you
use of
guys.
that. Yeah, and then next turn, whatever we draw, we can pitch, we can bounce this back. Okay. Wait for them to attack. Because if I just flip them, even at the start of the battle phase, they can just flip themselves back face up, and I want them to remain face down. But if you've attacked, you can't change your battle position this turn. So you declared an attack. Now you go to sleep.
Would probably be easier to get
That's
exactly what I
that's
want if I
the
had
worst it could
less
be.
skills.
Once per turn, you can target a monster you control, return it to the hand, then you can summon a blue eyes from your hand. So sending them back to the hand does nothing because they've got a continuous spell. They can just cycle them forever. I don't think I have anything else to do. It needs to be, the only thing that does anything now is exactly Arch Nemesis Protoss. I easily have the stuff to summon Protoss. I declare light, they're dead. They do have to target a face-up monster they control. They don't know how their own card works. What do we got? And great, just another one. Well, I guess it gets the thing going. I can defend myself. Yeah, I'll just see what the hell, what fresh hell this is that awaits me. Yeah, it's just another one of those. And the Congo line continues. I don't have hardly anything left. We're just hoping that
Hey,
we
there's
can
free
get
provoke.
enough to make our way
Let's hope it
into-
was a level 5.
I guess getting, what's it called? Never mind. Never mind. Fucking Jet Dragon. I can't beat Jet Dragon.
It's only level 2. Fuck me.
The worst Blue Eyes decks continue to dumpster us. Alright, so after getting beaten to the ground by exclusively Dark Magician and Blue Eyes
I'll
for
keep
the last
trying.
hour, I've decided the only thing we can do
But if I
is try
can't
to
get
play
it, I'm
anti that
not gonna
deck.
waste
And
any
the
more time. I'm
closest
just
thing
gonna
we
go
have is
get
probably
my
Storm.
animal
Specifically,
skills for
Storm is a
Uma.
Super ancient organism, and there can be only one. Will completely stop them. Something like Fierce Flames deals with their whole
Free
board.
provoke
This
again,
deals
let's
with their
go.
whole board. A lot of the Dark Magician decks can't survive if you dimensional figure them. They can't play
Got
around
it
the
twice.
border, Emissary of the House of Wax. And even
Multiple
Mimicking
chances.
would be really good if it eats Blue Eyes. So we're just gonna go back on this, unfortunately.
They're both level
The Champion
3.
strat is pretty good against more meta decks, but when it's just
My
Blue
free
Eyes
provoke
and
is
Dark
maxed
Magician,
out,
think
right?
this
And
is the better
I have
option, so
it
we're gonna be trying
linked.
this. Oh, I forgot we were still on our winter deck. This is before spring had sprung. Alright, 8 card extra deck, 30 or 44 card deck. Howdy. Howdy. And I'll set a card. Your move! Friker. What the frike? Do you have Harpy's Feather Duster and then full Blue Eyes combo again? Many people have been hitting me with such things. Alright, Melody of Awakening. They are playing Ash, so they know at least a little something something.
Yeah, I mean,
now is the winter of our discount.
if I'm gonna get the thing that I'm gonna be getting anyway, this
Let's
isn't
think about this.
necessary or even worth
Chaos
it
Max.
anymore.
Yep, I got the thing that sends extra deck monsters back to the hand.
It's you.
Chen Ying could beat Chaos Max. This deck has no out to Chaos Max. Why are you attacking with 0? Do they know somehow? Okay.
Arguably.
good. I'm glad they didn't waste.
Consider
That's
this carefully.
Reprovoke is like a bad skill anyway, I probably shouldn't have. Anyways,
Giving the old 1-2 sneeze my cheese. 17.
And my skill points might be better off somewhere
My
else.
only hope is that they're not playing Chaos Form. They're only playing Advanced Ritual Art, and they can't activate it because of Dimensional Fissure. Dimensional Figure. I need to save this for something that can actually get attacked. Or 2-eye. I don't want to risk them getting another thing. Yeah. Because if this goes to the graveyard and it's the one that summons like a card that banishes a spell trap in the end phase, it will absolutely banish this spell trap and stop me from doing what I want to do. Oh, I have Dimensional Fissure. I'm stupid. I forgot it would have gone to the pile. I should have just attacked
Thanks
anyway.
for coming.
Well, maybe
So,
they'll flip it
what do you
up.
want?
They have tributed.
You're ordering
that
this?
does not activate
I guess
the
you've got
effect
good.
of
Anything
casting
else you
special
need?
summon.
See you guys.
Well, it's something big I can destroy. Goodbye, Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes alternative. Okay.
Time
do
for
not
some
summon any
epic
more
dog
dragons.
fighting.
I will check to make sure you have not summoned any.
Never
If
mind.
they attack the mimicking, it would be funny. No, they're going for the damage. Of course they are. I love how we have joined the dark side. I had no choice! They forced my hand! From my perspective, the Blue Eyes are evil! Anyway, mimicking a Pizza Hut eater bug. And I'm a dragon now. Yeah, it's just slightly not big enough to beat Blue Eyes. But even if they get alternative, what was it? I cannot be destroyed by the effects of monsters with the same type that I've eaten. So it couldn't destroy me. Although I'd probably just use Trap Tricks, Trap Hole, Nightmare to get it off the field. Because I don't want to waste my Eccentric unless they've got spell traps I can use. That's probably just like a gold raid. I can put out Nahada and draw a card. But it can't be summoned if I control the monster. Yeah, let's do this. Attack whatever you got. Alright. 2950. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away.
What the fuck is going on?
And you could have
Premium's chance isn't doing its thing.
my empire of dirt. I will let you down. I will make you hurt. Dum, 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 dum. I was really hoping they would like surrender or whatever right as I reached the climax of the song, but no, they're still hanging around. But yeah, it's I don't know which is more frustrating, trying to play a good deck and being unable to win, or finally being able to win, but only on the back of sitting on a bunch of fucking floodgates. Now, if this is Marshmallow, I will lose all sympathy for them and go Insano style. Let's go.
Dude.
Well, Ash does have 18, but I still got the 800. Somewhere deep in a server room, Nahada's final attack win rate goes up by 0.001%, and we finally win a game in Silver 2. We got a master pack, what do you think about that?
Incredible.
Drop something good.
What the fuck?
Trap Hole Nightmare. Your opponent special summons a monster this turn. Target one monster your opponent controls with 2,000 or more attack, destroy it, and if you have a whole normal trap in your graveyard, you can banish one monster in your opponent's graveyard. I think I play enough whole cards for that to work. I think I can put that in there. And even if I don't have one earlier, I can still just like... what was it? If your opponent has special summon a monster, so I don't have to do it when they summon. Just target a monster your opponent controls. It has to be a high level, but destroy it. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably play that. Sure. Oh? Avromax! Holy fuck! All the pain was worth it! The Crusadia deck suddenly got a whole lot better, boy!
Holy shit.
This is a win condition in the form of a rank 4. All Link decks now have a payoff of wicked level. It's Cyber type, which means all the cards we have that are like special summon infinite things, but you're locked in Cybers, but now we can make this pretty good. It's a pretty good pickup. This is going into every deck from now on forever. It might be hard to make in most other decks, but we've got it. We've got it. That opens up so many things. Damn, and we still don't even know what this is. There's a Rainbow Dragon card. There's a Goki card I'm not even gonna bother to read. There's a third one. It's just Twin Triangle Dragon.
Thanks for
wow,
coming.
they gave me all the rares in this. Soul Fist,
Your
we
order,
already
what do you
have,
think?
and is not good. Orbital Hydrolander. I forgot we had one of those already. That's like a build around, potentially. And what's our actual
Grimoires,
super
right?
rare that we know of? Fish Lamp. That all the good ones were over here. This is a generic level 4. If it's sent to the graveyard as synchro material, you get 2 lamp tokens. They're level 2 with 0 attack, and you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except fish. Yeah, this is good in like Goaty specifically. So not useful, game changing, and pretty good. This wow, we got a good pack. Let's go back into the deck builder. Alright, so with those 2 new cards, we change up things quite a bit. We're still gonna stay on the stun deck because we just went to it, but we're throwing in Scapegoat. Previously, Scapegoat was useful because we could get the 4 tokens, we could make 2 Farajit and then go into like a Link 4. We didn't have any
what
good
do you
ones
want?
before. The closest was like Nightmare Griffin, which never did anything.
Anything else you
But now
need?
we can turn both of those Farajits into a Crusadia
See you guys.
Abramax and just have something that's absolutely unstoppable with all our trap lineup that we've got. We've also just switched out a lot of our generic traps specifically for Trap Hole. I mean, this synergy isn't great, but if we're playing against Blue Eyes and Dark Magicians anyway, stuff like Deep Dark Trap Hole, Void Trap Hole, and Bottomless Trap Hole suddenly become a lot better anyway. And actually, because a lot of these vanish, maybe I should put these into the Chen Ying deck as well. That might be better too. So, otherwise, the deck is mostly the same. It's still a whole bunch of stun stuff with a little Rescue Rabbit package, with some normal monsters to use with this. The Scapegoats are also normal monsters, so we can turn this on. We've got our Floodgates, and now we're just on a bunch of Trap Holes. So this is Stun 14.6.
There you go.
Let's try this again. All right, high stakes battle. Oh, we're not even. I said before we were in Silver 2. We're not even in Silver 2. We're still trying to claw our way up into Silver. And if we lose the coin toss, it isn't likely that our deck is very good. This is one that like has to go first. Okay, good, fine. Okay, they're letting us go first. They've got Blue Eyes Sigil again. I think, or am I misremembering? Okay, that's pretty nice. No, they don't got any Blue Eyes stuff. 5 card extra deck. Let's start it. Time Tearing Morganite. Put this out. Put a monster that has... Yeah, either way, the graveyard's turned off. Let's just go War Bounty Goddess. Maybe we'll get 22 heads in a row, you know? There's 1. We get 1 draw. There's 2, so we get at least 1 draw. Okay, so 1 draw. Thanks, Origami Goddess. 400 attack. Let's hope you survive. Axe Dragonoot. Somehow, I have a feeling this won't be very useful. My nightmare! Well, at least I can beat over that with Banisher the Radiance. Yeah, how do we go from like all these really tough, like Blue Eyes decks that at least have like a strategy to like guy who's playing the starter deck still? Of course, it goes to defense, so I can beat over it with Banisher of the Radiance. Well, we know they have some pretty strong trap cards, so they would if they played them. Oh, hey! Let's go ahead and summon this. Yeah, see, it's a good thing we didn't summon Banisher of the Radiance. Now our trap hole is on the graveyard. Of course, the chance that they will special summon a monster and that has over 2,000 attack is looking exceptionally low. But I might be able to win this one just off the fact that I'm drawing 2 cards every turn. This is where they set a card and start special summoning Net Knights and like completely subvert my expectations. Lancer Dragonoot. Is this a Dragonoot deck? We're playing all the Dragonoots. Okay, 1 set card. 2 set cards. One of those they
Taker
had
level
last turn
6,
we
I'll
forgot.
take it.
Okay. Another one. And...
That's 3 for attack.
Okay. I'll go gambling. Let's pop this one.
Oh, here's our level 8.
Useless. Go second Banisher of the Radiance. I'm not afraid of Mirror Force. let's go. What do you got? I got 3,200 on board. Even if you pass on nothing, I got a turn. There will never be radiance again. They've been banished. And they surrendered. On our new deck, you won. It was against probably one of the
The max level one would be super nice though.
The worst player, but one of the least powerful
Guaranteed
decks might be
protection
playing
on all targeting
there's our
attacks.
rank up, so we get 2 more packs. Yay, excitement. Okay.
Let's
pack
try
number
fishing
1
for it, I
defeating our
suppose.
opponent. You know, the hard-fought battle that we had. You are in here somewhere. Dust Flame Blast is a Lavo card we already have. Express Roid is a Roid card. I don't need to say anything more. Devotee of Nephthys. We can now summon this because we got the ritual. What does this do again if it's ritual summon?
Although I appear to be out of
Nephthys from
TP.
your deck. But during the end phase, destroy this card. If this card is in the graveyard, you destroy a Nephthys in your hand, and if you choose, special summon. Now, they're all about destroying stuff. Double card, Waffle, Live Twins Lyric Treat, which we already have, Contain, which is another Rescuers card, we need way more of those to make it work, Crusadia Tempest, Crusadia. Your opponent can activate one of these effects. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to a Crusadia this turn. After damage calculation, if your Crusadia Link monster destroys a monster by battle, draw cards equal to the Link rating. So, you know, if we can make Avramax Turbo, this makes it so we draw 4 cards when we attack with it. Also, I just realized, I don't think I read Avramax earlier. Some new people might not know what this thing does. When this card is Link Summon, while this Link Summon card is on the field, your opponent cannot target it with card effects, and their monsters cannot target other monsters for attacks. So they have to attack this, which makes it good with other floodgates. Once per battle, during damage calc, if this card battles a special summon monster, you can make this card gain attack equal to that opponent's monster's attack during damage calculation. If this Link Summon card is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card, shuffle 1 card on the field into the deck. So, untargetable, they have to attack it.
Let's fucking
When they
go,
do
we got
attack
it.
It honest itself, and if they get rid of it, you get to get rid of something they have, shuffle it back into the deck. It's really, really good. And what's this? The UR in secret. The Bestial Lubellion, you say? Can't be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned by attributing a level 6 or higher Dark Dragon monster. You can only summon once per turn this way. You can send this from your hand to the graveyard and add a Bestial from your deck to your hand. If you don't know, we do have 1 Bestial. It's not the greatest one, but now it's searchable. Not only is it searchable, but if you're somehow unfamiliar with this card, you discard it, you get the Bestial, you summon the Bestial, and hey, then you have a level 6 or higher Dark Dragon monster you can tribute to summon this. During your main phase, you can place a branded continuous spell trap from your deck face up on the field. We do have the branded field spell that lets you... Oh wait, no, it's a continuous spell trap. I don't know if we have anything for that. I'll have to look. I think we might have something. People in the chat are saying, holy shit. Don't get me wrong, like, this is a good pickup, especially in certain formats. In fact, against Dark Magician, maybe we should put the Bestials in here. Dark Magician and Blue Eyes, like, they're light and darks, they need to be in the graveyard. We're playing like Di-Fi though, so the chances that, like, we'll be able to resolve it are kind of low. But yeah, this will definitely be good at some point. I don't think it's a game changer right now. But it'll show up. If we play another fusion deck, we'll absolutely play that. And then this is our persistence. This is what we get for ranking up. It don't have any URs, but that's fine. Maybe we'll get another 10E or something. Forest of Lost Flowers. Monsters you control equipped with Star Papillion are unaffected by your opponent's activated cards. Once per turn, when your adventure token destroys a monster by battle, you can draw a card. Yeah, this is the part of the adventure deck that no one ever played pure. Booster Dragon. 2 rocket cards. It ain't got no arms. You can target 1 other face-up card on the field. It gains 500 attack and defense. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to it. This Link Summon card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard. You can target 1 other dragon in your graveyard, summon it. Yeah, if we ever end up at a point where we can play rockets, this is like the smallest Boral card. Like, it's not actually a Boral, but if you don't know, the rockets are all monsters that gain effects when they're targeted by a Link, and this is the smallest Link that can just target a monster and have it be like spell speed 4, so your opponent can't do anything else. You automatically get to activate your rockets. Pretty neat, pretty neat. Moving over here, we got our 4th Crusadia Reclusia. Thanks. Neospatian Grand Glomos. Alright, Predaplant Spindionia, or whatever it is. This is not that bad for a Predaplant pile. If this card is normal or special summoned, target a monster your opponent controls, put a Predator counter on it. If it's level 2 or higher, it becomes level 1. After damage calculation, if this battled a monster with equal or lower level, you can summon a Predaplant from your deck, except another copy of
A
itself.
thought occurred to
so
me.
it's a weird kind of like searcher recruiter from the deck. If
Why
they have
don't I
anything
just
under 1800 attack,
use
you can summon this,
Ikigaban
put a counter
instead
on
of
it,
Umag.
beat over it, and then you get something out of the deck. And then you can link or whatever. It's pretty slow, but honestly, with
What's stopping
fusion
me?
deck is kind of like a go second deck anyway, so we'd probably play that. A Star Pendulumograph. And now something for the Pendulum deck, you know? This isn't a win condition, but it makes our Purple Poison Magicians searchable. And it also gives us, like, when our Purple Poison Magicians proc, we can search something else. It's a pretty good one. Dark Smog is good for Dark Worlds and other Fiend decks, but we don't have any of those yet. And Toon Rollback. Target a Toon, it can attack again. Probably not played even in most Toon decks. But some decent pickups, a lot of stuff that would be useful later on, but nothing we're going to change now, so let's jump back on the ladder.
Done.
I'm going second.
Look at Umag 1 level ahead of everyone.
Second kind of guy. I'm
careful.
going second and I'm blinking my eyes. This would be a great go first kind of hand.
Thanks for
Up
coming.
against another person with an 8-card extra deck.
Here's the list.
Ooh, but if those 8 cards are what I think they are, we're gonna be in a little trouble. We're gonna have a little problem. I'm not sure if I can beat Red Eyes.
Wait, Mara had
I'm going
Holy Gift?
second. They can make a level 5, which I don't think they want to make. Now they can make a 7 after they make a level 5. Sometimes it'd be like that, though. Anyway, let's just go get a pack real quick. Okay, we've managed to get 8 whole Legacy Pack tickets, so let's open up these real quick. Close your eyes, don't look, chat. Hoo-ha-hoo, DMZ Dragon, we already have this. Dark Core, when your opponent summons a monster, gain life points equal to half the attack. Just awful. Just dreadful. Dimension Mirage, we already have this, I'm pretty sure. This is nice for Thunder Dragons, if we ever make those somehow. Thunder Nyan Nyan. If there's a non-light monster on the field, destroy it. Racism at its worst, Chad. You hate to see it. Hayabusa Knight. This card can make a second attack during
only have
each battle
self-defense
phase.
level
Remember when that was strong enough to be worth printing on
this.
just 1,000 attack point monster? Machina Sniper. Monsters can't attack Machinas.
And self-defense
except
is pretty
Machina Sniper.
important.
World Chalice Guard
feel like-
Dragon. It's so adorable. When a card or effect is activated, the target
should
your
probably
linked
get it at
monster.
max
You
level.
can send this from your hand to the graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. You can banish this from your graveyard, target a normal monster in your graveyard, summon it in defense to a zone a link monster points to. We will probably play this if we end up playing like the Crusadia deck. I'm not sure what kind of normals we have, but I'm sure there's some that work with like cyber stuff. If nothing else, it's a hand trap that stops our links from being hit with stuff like Effect Veiler and Imperm. So probably useful actually. Magispector Fox. It's another for our, well, I didn't mean to do that. Keep trying to scroll down thinking there's more, but there's not. But yeah, this is another Magispector. I think we already have 2 of these, so this makes it pretty good. We still need more spell traps for this engine to work, but this does offer like a potential win condition for the Pendulum deck. If we can get like 3 or 4 Magispector spell traps and then just cycle through them, we'll be decent. Moon Envoy. Many have fallen victim to this Lunar Warrior's Crescent Pike. It's a light warrior, level 4, maybe good for Rescue Rabbit. Labyrinth Wall. Korogashi. This monster rolls a massive hulk of manure to crush its opponents. It's just a dung beetle. They just made a dung beetle. If you got purple manure, see a doctor immediately. That is not healthy. Shining Abyss. This monster employs the powers of light and darkness. Although it's mostly just light. It's light, there's not very much darkness on here at all. It's an 1800 defender. Early on, that was pretty good in the day. Chosen by the World Chalice. Hey, here's one of those normal, not Cybers monsters, but it has synergy with the one guy, the little dragon guy. D Fortune, don't care, didn't ask. Limiter Overload. If this card is sent to the graveyard, special summon Speed Warrior from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Well, I guess that'll be good with how many Feather Dusters I've hit with. If I had Speed Warrior and wanted it. Okay, let's just get our pack. Okay, I think this will be One fine master pack, oh, shooby-doo-woppa, shooby-doo-way. One fine master pack, oh, we've got Volsarterius. This card is special summoned by an Evatile. It loses 500. Why would it do that? Awful. Kazijin, Jester Lord. When this card is the only monster on the field, it gains 1,000 for each card in the spell trap zone.
So,
yeah, so
what do you want?
if you like Dark Hole and set 5 and normal summon this, it's like a 5,000 attacker.
I guess you got good
and then as
taste.
soon as your opponent summons anything, it goes back down to 0.
See you guys.
Just awful. Falling down, falling down.
Oh, it's you.
Activate by targeting an opponent's monster. Take control of it, but you must
Consider
control
this
an
carefully.
archfiend. Yeah, and he's got like a tummy ache. I used to always think he was like boy pregnant, but apparently Konami don't deal with that. Whoa, I didn't mean to do that. Well, I guess you could see behind there. That Gaga
Done.
girl. Target a Gaga magician. This
something
card's
else?
level
Careful.
becomes that level. Dark element. If you control a
Welcome.
Gate Guardian monster. Oh, if it's in your graveyard, pay half
Good
your
night,
life
then.
points. Summon level 11 or,
I guess luck
11
is
or higher
here.
Gate Guardian from your hand, deck, or extra deck, ignoring the summoning conditions. Banish it from the graveyard to add Sangha, Kazijin, or Suijin from your deck or banishment. So, I would need a big fusion, but then I can, like, I got Kazijin. We also got Fortune Lady Past, which is one of the few good Fortune Ladies. Its attack and defense becomes equal to its level. During the standby, increase its level by 1. Target a Fortune Lady you control. Banish any number of spellcasters from your hand, field, or graveyard. And if you do, increase or reduce that monster's level. So it can target itself. It's also a tuner, so you can make some synchro. Oh! And Paulo, Wind of the Yang Zing. We've got all of the Yang Zings now. The level 1 is not as good, simply because, like, you know, only one level, you need to have that, plus a tuner, plus something else. However, a synchro monster that used this card as material is unaffected by spells. That's pretty darn good. Making spell immune,
One of the doggos
especially in
is
certain
returned.
formats. We will almost certainly put this into our deck, at least into the deck, just to have it. Overall, one decent pickup and some weird shit. Let's get back into it.
Terrible idea.
Thanks for coming. I guess you got good taste. See you guys.
it's you. Consider this carefully. Done. Be careful.
Or Magician's Rod. Basically, the most utility of that is like if your Dark Magician of Destruction gets hand trapped, because most of the time your opponent is probably going to hand trap Dark Magician of Destruction because they don't know any other cards in the deck, and this is the one card that your opponent would know. So if they see this card, they see it, it's a must negate, so they negate this. So if you already have one of, basically if you already have Illusion of Chaos or Magician's Souls or Magician's Rod, because these are the cards that you search off of Dark Magician of Destruction most of the time, then you know, it's like it lets you play through your hand trap pretty easily. But yeah, and then to go over the other two engines that I'm actually playing, that I'm actually relying on. Number one is the Primite engine, which like it's kind of obvious. It's Primite, like you're playing a Dark Magician deck with two vanilla Dark Magicians. Of course, there's synergy with Primite, and Primite Roar is full combo. Primite Lore Reload is full combo as well. Generally the combo, you're gonna end on IP Baron. Yes, this combo goes through Baron via Shirozo. I'll show you how to do it. Plus a Dragoon, and then depending on if you have other engine pieces, sometimes you also have a Dissipator on the field too via the Crimson Dragon. Which yes, this deck can frequently go make a Baron and then make Crimson Dragon target Baron with Crimson Dragon, tag out into Dissipator, and then Dissipator summon back the Dark Magician that you banished to summon the Dark Magician of Destruction in the first place. So you get an extra body off that. That allows you to make an IP as well. So like the deck's end board is probably the least interesting part about this deck, but the end board is like 3 to 4 plus negates, which is very, you know, it is quite strong. If your opponent doesn't have one of those board breakers that I mentioned, like Super Poly or Droplets, they are probably going to lose, because like, imagine trying to out Dragoon through 3 to 4 Omni negates plus an IP. But yeah, and also because this deck's end board is so strong that the deck is played in a different way from traditional Dark Magician decks. Whereas this is not a grind deck. Okay, you're not trying to get into long grind games with this deck. Okay, this deck has the way this build plays. It plays like a combo deck, which I don't know how people will you know. I don't know if traditional Dark Magician players would like that, but your end board is so strong that you're just trying to turbo out your end board and then auto win the game and then win on the next turn. And then if going second, you're actually trying to OTK your opponent, because this deck actually has pretty good OTK potential going second via Dark Dragoon. You know, if you make this with a Dark Magician, not only is it an Omni negate that you can use to protect your plays going second, it also can pop your opponent's monster and deal damage. So like that's a lot of damage by itself. And then because this is a spellcaster deck, you have access to Selene, which lets you go into access code, which, by the way, access code plus Dark Dragoon itself is already an OTK. That's already 8k, plus you get to clear 3 monsters on your board. Like, you get to pop 2 cards with access code, then you get to pop another monster of Dragoon. Like, that's actually, yeah, this deck is like trying to OTK going second, and it's trying to auto win the game by setting up a combo board going first. So
Anything else
how
for
this
Mars,
build
right?
plays. But yeah, so back
See
to
you
like
guys.
the Primite stuff. Yeah, Primite Lore Reload. Lore Reload is a better version of Roar, because Lore Reload basically gets you 2 bodies, because you can obviously the Lore Reload adds the Roar, which Roar summons Dark Magician, but also at the end of the turn your Lore Reload summons another Dark Magician, so you can, that's often what you use to link off into an IP. And there's a Drill Beam as well, which again with the Primite card, as I mentioned, this deck plays like a combo deck more so than a control deck. So there's no Primate Effort Barrel, number 1, because Dominance involves, and number 2, your dedicated normal summon is usually Magician's Rod. You would prefer something Magician's Rod because you always search it out there in your combo. So if you start Effort Barrel, then you can't use Effort Barrel then you can't use a normal summon on Magician's Rod later in the turn. So sometimes it makes some lines kind of weird, but overall, not being able to recycle Drill Beam it's not as big of a deal if you're playing this deck like a combo deck and you're just trying to end the turn on game 3. If you're trying to end the game on turn 3 and like not trying to get into a full-on grind game, which you shouldn't, because frankly your Dark Magician grind game is not up to par in 2026 compared to some other decks. But yeah, Drill Beam is just another interruption on your end board sometimes, which it's an interruption that's not a monster, which is important because, as I mentioned, most of your interruptions are monsters. So having a Drill Beam as an option for interruption just makes your end board more layered. It makes them less weak board breakers, and also it is low-key a Drill Beam. It's a pretty decent punch in second as well, because it's almost always live in the second. Between your Dark Magician and the fact that you run 7 other, or the fact that you run 6 other Primite cards plus like 2 more vanilla, and the fact that you have a lot of easy access to get Dark Magician on the field. Drill Beam can often be used as a way to negate a card on your opponent's end board to help push it into plays. And like the hilarious thing is the moment you summon a Dark Magician on the field, it is so scary to see the Dark Magician on your opponent's board, because that means like 3 different things. I mean, number 1, it means that Drill Beam is live. Number 2, it means that Gaze of Tamias is also live, which means that at any point, if you want to interact with the Dark Magician, they can Gaze of Tamias turn it into a Dragoon, have an on-negate that's unchargeable, undestructible, and can top one of your monsters. And it's huge, it probably runs over another card. Like, if Dark Dragoon hits the field, Dark Dragoon deals with 3 interruptions by itself. So, like, showing that you have a Dark Magician on the field, one has to be cognizant of both Gaze of Tamias, but Drill Beam, but then also they have to also want to remove the Dark Magician. If they don't remove the Dark Magician, you can just basically banish it and then make a Dark Magician of Destruction. And then that itself eats another negate. Dark Magician of Destruction is also huge. It also completely run over probably at least one other interruption from your opponent. Or threaten to run over another interruption from your opponent. Like, it's incredible, like what the new support can do, where it makes your opponent not want to let you
Die already.
It's getting the Dark Magician itself is actually scary for your opponent. Yeah, so you can run Emperor if you want, particularly if you don't want to run Impulse for some reason, then obviously Emperor makes more sense. But I'm choosing not to run it. I haven't really needed it because I haven't tried to get into grind games myself, although there are sometimes where it's inevitable you get into longer game states, and that's obviously where Effort Barrel shines, provided you haven't Dominance Impulse, because if you Dominance Impulse, then Effort Barrel, even if you have it for a grind game, it's useless to you anyways. It's kind of why I didn't play it, but you can still play at least one Effort Barrel in your deck if you want, or
Level
even if you do play
5 is,
Impulse,
I
just
guess,
like
a little better.
If you're not under Impulse, or you're not locked under Impulse, you can still search for Effort Barrel and have that as a return resource. We're not playing stuff like Primite Fusion or
And
Primite,
all
like
level
the Primite
9, all level 10 seems to do is make it so it lasts 5
I don't want to run a
turns.
Hero Dragon for, like at all. Like I don't
For double the TP cost, which honestly doesn't feel worth it.
Primate Fusion is interesting. It like lets you recycle. It's actually not bad, but again, I don't want to add more unnecessary cards when the combo itself is already decent. I don't like a Lordly Load searching Roar is already good enough. That's fine. And if I already have Roar plus Lordly Load, then I can just search a Drill Beam and then that's it. Usually you don't need to feel like you need to search anything else with this engine. And then the Shiny Sarcophagus engine. So the Shiny Sarcophagus engine is what gives this deck its high ceiling, because you basically, how it goes is you go with Future Silence or Dark Magician Girl, the Magician's Apprentice, which is what you add on Future Silence. You get to summon Dark Magician Girl, add Shiny Sarcophagus, add Dark Magician, the Magician of Black Magic. You can special summon this Magician of Black Magic, and then either you started with, if you started with Primite stuff, then the you would have a banished Dark Magician. But if you didn't start with, if you didn't have access to your Primate engine, then you can also just banish Dark Magician, the Magician of Black Magic, for Dark Magician of Destruction. And then eventually down the line, you can turn a Magician's Rod plus Dark Magician of Destruction into a Shirozo, and then Shirozo is a level 4 tuner, and Dark Magician Girl is a level 6 non-tuner. So in fact, with just one Shining Sarcophagus Dark Magician Girl, you can make a Baron off of that. So with Shirozo plus Dark Magician Girl, so you have a Baron on the field, which you can make early. You can make it pretty early on too, before you commit too hard. So it also it is better into the Nibiru. You can always end on at least a Gaze of Demise through in the Nibiru without risking anything. And then after you make the Baron,
What do you think?
you can use Gaze of Demise, shuffle back the Dark
See ya,
Magician of
guys.
Destruction, and then you're not going to make a Dragoon on your turn. No, in fact, you are going to make a Master of Chaos. What this card does is, when this card is fusion summoned, you can special summon a light or dark monster in your graveyard. And what are you
it's
special
you.
summoning with Master of Chaos? You're special summoning Shirozo again. Then you would have Master of Chaos, which is a level 8
Who's on
non-tuner,
duty?
plus Shirozo, which is a level
Was there
4 tuner.
something else?
And then 8 plus 12, that makes, or 8 plus 4, that equals 12. That makes Crimson Dragon. Crimson Dragon then can target the Baron de Fleur, and then you make a Dissipator, and then the Crimson Dragon special summons Dissipator. And then because you banish a monster to
careful.
special summon Dark Magician of Destruction, whether it be Dark Magician or the
Welcome.
Shining Sarcophagus Dark Magician, you can special summon
okay.
whatever you banish back with Dissipator. And then with your Baron on the
Night,
field,
then.
you can Baron pop
The
the
guest
Dark
book
Magician
is
of
here.
the Dark Magician, the Magician of Black Magic. And when this card is destroyed, and you can if this card is destroyed and you control a level 5 or higher monster, which you do because you control both Dissipator plus Baron, then you can special summon this back, and then you can set a spell trap that mentions Dark Magician, which means that you can set another Gaze of Demise. So your first Gaze of Demise was used to basically make a Dissipator and get you an extra body via this, and then the Baron can pop this, which then lets you set another Gaze of Demise, which you can activate on your opponent's turn, and then you can link off the extra body into an IP. And then on your opponent's turn, the Gaze of Demise that you set off the Dark Magician of the Chinese Sarcophagus Dark Magician, you can then use that to make the Dragoon. So you still get to the Dragoon, but you get more stuff on your end board as well. And that's all possible thanks to the Chinese Sarcophagus cards. So yeah, that's why we play this engine. It adds a lot of steam to it. And as I mentioned before, this Dark Magician Girl is accessible anytime you open any Dark Magician engine, because you can simply stack it with Soul Server and just add Dark Magician Girl. So that's really nice. I actually that sequence, that line, and that play is what made me interested in this deck. But yeah, on other parts of the Chinese copy engine, so I kind of wanted to play this as well. I want to play again Norwich. I don't know if it's actually real or not, because technically this is a worldwide only second. And in theory, it doesn't seem like it should resolve that often, because it's not a trigger effect, it's an ignition effect, which means that it's very slow. So like you have to special summon again Norwich, and then you have to activate that in order to get the on-summon effect, like Murakumo, like a Mitsurugi effect. But which means that in theory this should be very easy to deal with. But like, there's been a few cases where if I've had this in my deck, it would have been really nice, because I could be able to search this instead of searching another useless, like a redundant Dark Magician Girl when I already had one. Then I can special summon Gandorji and then use Gandorji to bait out an interruption. So maybe you should consider playing at least one Gandorji. In fact, like I low-key kind of want to put a Gandorji in this deck, maybe even over the Drill Beam, honestly, as a potential. But yeah, this is something to consider. And the reason why you only want one Chinese Sarcophagus is because you want to start with Dark Magician Girl. If you only start with Shining Sarcophagus, then you can't get both pieces of your. You can't get both Shining Sarcophagus monsters, because Shining Sarcophagus can only add one monster, which means that you have to either choose between Dark Magician Girl or Dark Magician, and that means you don't get the full. You can't get both Baron plus the Baron popping the Dark Magician in order to set another Gaze of Demise. Like you can't do that line of play. Like I would rather start with Dark Magician Girl. That way I already have a Dark Magician Girl. And then use the Shining Star to add the Dark Magician. Then you have both pieces of things. If you just start with Shining Star, you don't get both, which is why Shining Star is a worse starter than Dark Magician Girl, which is why I'm knocking out on ways to get the Dark Magician. The 3 Dark Magician Girl plus 3 Future 5 is basically Surgeon Dark Magician Girl, and only one Shining Sarcophagus. And quite frankly, you don't really care about being able to search a second one, and it's continuous. It stays on the field so that if it goes to turn 3 and you still have shiny sarcophagus, you can still use the same shiny sarcophagus on field. Search another Dark Magician just as another extender. Like, you don't need to search a second shiny sarcophagus, but yeah. And that's basically the Primite engines and the shiny sarcophagus engines. As mentioned, the Dark Magician engine is like the 2 Dark Magicians, the 1 Souls, the 1 Rod, and Illusion of Chaos plus Soul Servant and 2 Gates of Timaeus. You could run 3 if you want. The thing is that Gates of Timaeus itself is also not a starter. Like, even though this is like maybe one of the better extenders, because anytime you have engine, most of the time your opponent hand traps you, they're gonna like hand trap you on the Dark Magician of Destruction, which basically prevents you from getting access to the Gates of Timaeus. So if you hard draw the Gates of Timaeus, then like that just plays around hand traps pretty easily. And also because you can use this on both your turn and your opponent's turn, and like you actually do that quite often. Having multiple Gates of Timaeus isn't bad. It's just that again, it is not a starter by itself, and I want to minimize cards that don't do anything unless you draw them with other specific cards. So like Gates of Timaeus, good extender, but if you don't draw it to play, this is basically useless. I have played many times with Gates of Timaeus with no actual play. Like, you don't want that. 2 Gates of Timaeus is fine if you get Gates of Timaeus doing your combo, and then that's fine. And like if anything, if you need any Dark Magician card back, you can recycle them with Soul Servant as well. You can play a second Soul Servant just for a follow-up as well, to recycle any Dark Magician card you need, but I haven't really felt the need for that. And yeah, the Dawn engine then, the hand traps, this is like another reason why I'm interested in Dark Magician, is because it's an impulse deck, and Dominus Impulse is very good. So yeah, its entire main deck is dark. Majority of the extra deck is also dark. So yeah, this is a perfect Dominus Impulse deck. And then you just have like Duelos, Rolls, Maxi, Ash Blossom, Infirm. Funnily enough, Roll is a spellcaster that actually is relevant sometimes. Not often, but it is something that does come up. And yeah, we have a call by this call, and that's the main thing. Let me know if you have any questions or if there's like a card that I missed out on somehow. The extra deck. So the fusion, we have Shirozo, Dark Dragoon, Master of Chaos, Dark Magician of Destruction, and Timaeus. So the Dragoon and Dark Magician of Destruction are obvious. The Shirozo, as mentioned, is part of your combo to make Baron with Dark Magician throw, and the Master of Chaos is also part of that same combo line where you use Master of Chaos to revive the same Shirozo to summon Crimson Dragon into this pit. Fun fact though, Master of Chaos, it doesn't just summon Shirozo, okay? You'll see in the replays where if your Dragoon like dies, or if your Dragoon, you link off your Dragoon into, or you link off your Dragoon with IP,
Good night, then.
Master of Chaos
The guest book is here.
can revive that same Dragoon. Like, you can literally revive Dragoon with Master of Chaos as a follow-up. That's why I don't play like 2 Dragoons.
Good luck.
Usually you have multiple ways to actually get the Dragoon back, whether it be Master of Chaos, if you
Thanks
didn't
for
go through
coming.
that
That
combo
turned
turn
out
1,
pretty nice.
or even something like Celine, which so Celine, on top of being an Axis Code enabler, is also like during your opponent's turn you can
Let's
IP into Celine, IP link off the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, then Celine revive back the same Dark Dragoon that you linked off. That way you can use the Dark Dragoon again, because Dark Dragoon is not a hard once per turn. It is just a soft once per turn. So if you can get this off the field and revive it, you can use it to negate again. And also, Gates of Timaeus banishes Dragoon after 2 turns. But if you resummon the Dragoon off of Celine, it just stays forever. It never gets banished off the Gates of Timaeus effect. So that's nice. I will say, I do want a second Dark Magician of Destruction. Generally, in your combo lines, you don't really need 2 Dark Magician of Destruction if you do your combo correctly. But if you get interrupted sometimes and you can't get this back, then it is nice to have a second one in the extra deck. I probably should put a second Dark Magician of Destruction in the extra deck somewhere. I just don't know what to replace with it yet. But like, definitely should probably be a second one of these. You don't need a second Dragoon, but a second Dark Magician of Destruction does come up. It has come up for me a few times. And then Timaeus, number 1. So this is the Dark Magician girl target, whereas you can summon this by putting back a Dark Magician Girl. It's the only Dark Magician Girl target, so like that's why it's here. But also, this is an out Liger Dancer, because this card is unaffected by other card effects for 2 turns, and then it gains attack based on the number of spells in your graveyard. So you can easily summon Tamias
Then let's start.
by putting back any Dark Magician or Dark
Let's
Magician
hear
Girl, and then this can't get popped by Liger Dancer. You can enter battle phase, and then you can boost this attack, and then they'll be boosted higher than Liger Dancer. Also, it is a spell trap pop on your opponent's turn, which that's not as relevant, like, because for some reason this is only on your opponent's turn and not during your turn as well. I don't know why it works like that. Like, were they afraid of this being too good if you could pop cards on both turns? Or if you can pop spell traps on both turns? But yeah, it does have that effect as well. I haven't really made this yet because, quite frankly, I haven't really played against Lunalight with this deck that much. So this hasn't come up, but like it is something that you can do. It also comes up more frequently if you play Primite Fusion, because you can Primite Fusion into Tamias, because Tamias, unlike the other fusions, Tamias is a dragon, so it's something that you can summon off Primite Fusion. That doesn't come up for me because I don't play Primite Fusion, but if you do, it's something to note. We have the Synchro package, which is Baron, Dissipator, and Crimson Dragon, for the end board piece. We have Almirage. So Almirage specifically, this could be a card that you cut, but it's for a specific combo line where it helps you play through hand traps. Basically, if you open both Primite Engine plus Shiny Sark Engine, your opponent is probably going to, again, hand trap the Dark Magician of Destruction. But let's say, you go Roar for Dark Magician to Dark Magician of Destruction, your opponent imperms or Bailers this, or Ashes this. If you have any hand trap if you have any hand trap plus the Shiny Sarcophagus Engine, you can still do a line where you do the Shiny Sarcophagus stuff. You special summon Dark Magician Girl, you add Dark Magician, you special Dark Magician, then you normal summon any hand trap, and you turn the hand trap into Almirage. That way, you can make a Shiroza, because Shiroza requires you to have a Spellcaster plus basically any extra deck monster. So you convert like a Fugalos into an Almirage, that way the Fugalos becomes
Will
an
this
extra
be
deck
okay?
monster.
Let's start.
And then the Almirage plus the negated Dark Magician of Destruction can still make a Shirozo, and then you can still do Shirozo plus Dark Magician Girl into Baron, then you can still Baron, pop Dark Magician, then still set the gates to Tamias. So you still get to at least Baron plus Dragoon through any hand trap if you open both these engines. And if you open a Lily, though, you can also like get a
I guess you
additional
got good
IP
taste.
on top of that as well. So
See you guys.
yeah, it hasn't come up that often because I guess it's not as common to open both parts of the engine and your opponent having a hand trap specifically for Dark Magician of Destruction. So like theoretically you could maybe cut this, but I don't know. I've used this also to like make IP or to make SP a few times as well. Like that also comes up. So yeah, then you have like IP. Dark is very good going second. It labels you to get enough bodies to OTK your opponent. This Dark revive anything immediately gets you Celine, and then Celine immediately gets you access to it because this deck plays a lot of spells. And Celine will always have 3 counters to be able to summon something back. So yeah, basically Dark equals access to it instead. So yeah, that's why I really like Dark. You have SP, you have Miasma Necromancer, which is literally this is also part of the essentially, but it doesn't come up that often. But like the idea is you can special Magician Souls, dump Dark Magician Girl, and then link off the Magician Souls minus the Necromancer, and then the minus the Necromancer back to Dark Magician Girl, and then you can special summon that, and then that's another way to access your Shiny Sarcophagus engine. That being said, if you have Magician Souls, you don't need to go through minus my Necromancer to do that. You can again just dump Dark Magician, special Dark Magician, and then just do your Dark Magician lines that way. But in this case, it lets you get the Magician Souls effect on the draw card as well. So like, it's something. It's not something that I haven't really had a game where I actually needed to do this. So this is all the button card you can cut. But yeah, you have Celine with Access Code, which is like very powerful cards going second, especially Access Code. Like having Access Code plus Dragoon or Access Code with Baron, like I mean, is very well. Celine, be careful. If you use Impulse, Celine Baron. These are the two cards in the extra deck that get turned off by impulse. So, just be aware of that. Don't make a Baron if you are the impulse transformation. That won't work. And also, don't rely on Celine to get you an extra body if you impulse. You would still make Celine if you're making Access Code anyways, just to give Access Code an extra 1k attack. But just beware, you will have one less body. You will have one less body than you normally would. But yeah, I hopefully that. God, I have talked way too much about Dark Magician, but yeah, that is. Holy shit! This is probably the longest deck profile I've ever done on this channel. But yeah, hopefully I've talked extensively enough about Dark Magician, and now I can actually show you some gameplay. So this is what an exactly one card combo looks like with just one Primite Lorely load. So you're gonna Lorely load, add Primite Roar, obviously, and then Roar is gonna special summon Dark Magician from deck. You banish Dark Magician to summon Dark Magician of Destruction. Dark Magician of Destruction adds Magician's Rod. You normal summon Magician's Rod, you add Soul Serpent. And then, because I don't have access to the Shining Sarcophagus cards yet, I'm going to use Shining Soul Serpent to banish the stack Dark Magician Girl and then draw Dark Magician. And now, the Dark Magician, to the Shining Sarcophagus engine, I can pitch a card, the special Dark Magician Girl, Dark Magician Girl adds Shining Stark adds the other Dark Magician, or add Future Silence, thin out my deck by 1 because I haven't gone through Future Silence yet, then add Dark Magician, then Magician's Rod plus Dark Magician of Destruction into Chirozzo, and then Chirozzo plus Dark Magician Girl into Baron. And now, I can start using Dark Magician. And then I use Baron to pop the Dark Magician. And then the Dark Magician will resummon itself, and then it will reset a Gates of Demise that I can use on my opponent's turn. And my opponent uses Lupus. This is another cool thing about this deck, is that this deck, number one, it has a good K9 matchup, and it has a good Vanquish with K9 matchup, like in general. But in this line in particular, if you access the Shining Sarcophagus engine later in the turn and you don't start with it, then you can put up a Baron before you activate any monster effect in hand. For example, the first time we used that monster effect in hand or graveyard was the Special Summon. And by that time, we already had a Baron on the field. So basically, you have a Baron negate up for any K9 cards your opponent has, such as Lupus or Izumi as well. So, for example, my opponent has a Lupus, and then we can just negate it with Baron, actually, so we don't have to worry about that. And because, like, Typhon is an issue for this deck a little bit because the deck's monsters, its two main endward pieces are Dragoon and Baron, which both have 3k attack, but usually you can have ways to play around it. And then, yeah, we summon back Dark Magician, and then we link the two Dark Magician on field into IQ Masquerade. And then, yeah, this is the end. Now, I get myself in hand because, like, number one, we need discards from Dragoon, and I also Shining Sarcophagus has an effect which we'll get to later. But yeah, this end board is Baron plus IP plus Dragoon off of basically one Lorely load, which is not bad for a one card combo for a rogue mission. I'll think. But yeah, I already used Baron, so I'm gonna summon back the Shining Dark Magician, and then I'm gonna Gaze of Maya's. Shovel back the Dark Magician of Destruction, so we have it as follow-up again, and then summon Dragoon. And then my opponent goes Forbidden Droplet. So yeah, this is a weakness of this. Like, as I mentioned before, this deck is a little vulnerable to the like Forbidden Droplet. I will say that. So like, decks like Sky Strikers, potentially but my friend's playing K9 Krishna. They're gonna send the Clank of the Krishna, Spider, and Sirius. Yeah, and unfortunately, they don't have many resources left because they did have to dump their hand. For some reason, they negated Dark Magician of Destruction. They negated Dark Magician, the Magician of Black Magic effect for vibes. I don't know. They wanted to turn this into not a Dark Magician monster anymore. It's not a Dark Magician. Don't know why they negated this, but whatever. We do have an Ash, unfortunately, for the Spiker, so we can come off of that. The Lupus comes back. But the Lupus itself is okay. And then, funny enough, the Shining Sarcophagus has a second effect where nobody knows this because it never comes up, except in this case. But if your opponent special summons a monster from the graveyard, you can discard a spell and then send the monster back to the graveyard. So, yeah, we held the crossed out designator, so I could use Shining Sarcophagus to discard the crossed out designator to send the loops to get rid of the lupus, because the lupus, it can special summon itself back from the graveyard, but then we're gonna banish it immediately after. And then the Magician's Rod, I can tribute the Dark Magician to add follow-up. And then my opponent has Noroi. So of course they had a Droplet plus plus Lupus plus the 1-card combo Noroi. I do have Roar, so I can banish the Noroi. So I still have Roar after, and like Shining Sarcastic Disruptions after getting Droplet, but it's not ideal. So my opponent still gets Joko into Izuna, and then because I dared Ash my opponent, my opponent gets to summon Izuna for free. And then they enter battle phase. So my opponent's doing me a favor, because they low-key, I guarantee there was a way to OTK me. Because I paid 2k with the Paramite Roar already. Like, for sure my opponent could have OTK'd me. But I appreciate my opponent for not doing so, and for being, polite. Because now they're just going to do their K9 stuff, so, Ripper adds Ks for K9, which Ripper, by the way, is not that good against this deck, because, as I mentioned, the only card that you activate in Grave, the only monster effect you activate in Grave or Hand is Dark Magician, the Shining Sarcophagus one, which we already used, so we don't even, this Ripper actually does not do anything to us whatsoever. And they're gonna make a Jax just for something that they can overlay off with the force release. But yeah. So my opponent knows I have Magician's Rod in hand, but also there's a Shining Sarcophagus on field. So I can use Shining Sarcophagus, add Future Silence, and Future Silence add Dark Magician Girl. And then I'm gonna activate Primate Warrior, maybe see if that baits out an interruption, that baits out the force release. It doesn't, but I add Roar, then I just dump Pitch Roar for Dark Magician Girl, and then they force release, try to pop my Dark Magician Girl, because they have to, right? If they don't pop the Dark Magician Girl, I turn the Dark Magician Girl into Dark Magician of Destruction, and they don't want that. But I have the Magician's Rod as follow-up already, so I can just normal summon Magician's Rod, and then add Gaze of the Mayas, and then at Gaze of the Mayas, that Dark Magician. And then they use Werewolf, so they can get rid of the one Ash Blossom in my hand. Oh no, what will I ever do with the Ash Blossom in my hand in this scenario? But yeah, if we can go into Master of Chaos, because we didn't go through this turn 1 as part of the combo, but then the Master of Chaos can summon back the Dark Dragoon. And then I banished Master of Chaos to summon Dark Magician of Destruction to act Magician Souls. Which honestly, if that wasn't necessary, the only reason I did that was to get a card in hand for Dark Dragoon, in case my opponent has some I know what my opponent has in hand, so it was pointless anyways, but my opponent's dead because I got to make Dark, revive their Drokel, then go into Selene. And then Selene with 12 counters will revive Dark Magician, and then we go into Access Code. And then we have Access Code plus Dragoon, and this is game. So yeah, we can Access Code pop their Ripper, or pop their Werewolf and pop the Ripper, which again, the Ripper did absolutely nothing, because the Ripper, literally, this is just a vanilla. This is worse than Red Eyes versus us, because we have no monsters that we care about triggering in hand at this point. So yeah. Then 3k plus 5300 is OTK. Yeah, so that showed two different parts of the deck. It showed the 1-card combo and the end board, and also showed the OTK line and the OTK potential. Okay, and this shows sort of the 2-card combo, the almost full ceiling end board. And usually you can do this with any combination of 2 different engine cards, any 2 of a Primite card or a Shining Sarcophagus card or a Dark Magician card. In this case, we have a Shining Sarcophagus card and Future Silence plus Gaze of Tobias and Soul Servant, so that's already enough to do this. So I add the Dark Magician Girl in the draw phase with Future Silence, I special Dark Magician Girl, and then you add Shining Sark. You activate Shining Sark, add Dark Magician. I'm gonna Ash that Flualos because, fuck my opponent for trying to interact with me turn 1. How dare they? And then, yeah, we add Dark Magician, special Dark Magician. Turn the Dark Magician into Dark Magician of Destruction. Dark Magician of Destruction, add Magician Souls. I add Magician Souls because I already have Soul Servant, so I don't need to add Magician's Rod to search Soul Servant. I can actually just try to draw some cards with Magician Souls. But yeah, next we use Magician Souls. I dump Dark Magician. I activate Soul Servant. Stack Gaze of the Mayas. This was maybe a bit of a misplay. So I didn't optimize this 100%, but yeah, we're gonna draw 2 cards off the Soul Servant, and I'm gonna draw Gaze of Timaeus plus Primate Lord Reload, which this is an insane draw, by the way. And I Lord Reload, I add Drill Beam. So this was a mistake because I actually don't have enough bodies to make use of this Drill Beam. In order to actually have another Manila on board to use this Drill Beam, you actually have to start with Primate Roar. Primate Roar gives you the extra Manila to make Drill Beam live. But right now, I don't have enough bodies to actually make use of the Drill Beam. So adding the Drill Beam, I should have added Roar, because immediately I use Magician Souls, and I use Magician Souls to send Shining Sarcophagus. When I should have just added Roar, and then I sent both Roar plus Shining Sarcophagus for an extra, for 2 draws on Magician Souls instead of 1 draw. So I lost an additional draw off the Magician Souls for no reason, but no, it's whatever, it's fine. We draw Ash Blossom anyways, and then yeah, we turn Magician Souls plus Dark Magician of Destruction into Chirozo, and then Chirozo plus Dark Magician Girl into Baron. And then here's the line I was talking about. You shuffle back Dark Magician of Destruction for Gaze of Timaeus, and you special Master of Chaos. Then Master of Chaos summons back the Chirozo. And then Master of Chaos plus Chirozo goes into Crimson Dragon. Crimson Dragon target Baron, summon Bestial Dissipator, and then the Dissipator will summon back the Dark Magician, the Shining Sarcophagus Dark Magician. And then you use Baron to pop the Dark Magician, that way it triggers its effect, revive itself, and
Here you go.
And here's where you would normally set another Gaze of Timaeus. But I drew both Gaze of Timaeus already, so like I don't have anything else to set. But you know, it's still fine. Then I used Lord Reload and Lord Reload, Special's Dark Magician, and
take
here,
good care
if I
of
wanted to
them.
use Drill Beam, I would have to not make IP, and I'm like,
Thank you
I would
for your
rather just make
business.
IP at this point. It's fine. I'll just keep Drill Beam in hand
Thanks
for an
for
extra
coming.
discard.
Okay,
It's whatever.
let's hear
It
it.
works. It works out.
Anything
I'll set
else you need?
Gaze of Timaeus, and I use Drill Beam as my discard for Dragoon. It's still fine. And we use a Gaze of Timaeus, Dark Magician, summon out Red Eyes Dragoon, and here's the typical end board off of a 2-card combo. Like, we have IP Dissipator, which is live because we have a banished Soul Servant, which Dissipator can recycle Soul Servant as well. So you know that's why you always have, like, it's funny how like this deck recycles all its resources. It has like an actual pretty nice resource management environment here. But yeah, with Dissipator, Dragoon plus Baron, so that's like 2 Onion negates, IP into SP plus like a Dissipator negate / pop. We're off of you know, for
So,
dark fucking,
what do you
this is
want?
fucking Dark Magician. So like this is like a stronger end board than most decks I actually play, including meta decks. So yeah, this is not bad. Now my opponent is playing Draco Tail. Draco Tail cannot break this board under any circumstance. They cannot break this board plus Ash Blossom in the hand. There's just no way. Yeah, so you negate the Blazing Artasia, and my opponent just leaves. They don't even bother. Yeah. So yeah, that's sort of a
You're
2-card
ordering. What do you
combo.
think? Anything else you need? See you guys.
All right, so here is a very tough game because I bricked.
Welcome.
I opened Magician's Rod and
Good night,
no
then.
other ending
The
card.
guest book
And
is
this
here.
does jack shit. I can use Magician's Rod. I use Magician's Rod, add Soul Servant, to stack a card for next turn, and then I
luck.
just set these 2, and that's it. Because I cannot do jack shit. I can't even draw off the Soul Servant. So yeah, this is why I don't run multiple Magician's Rod. It doesn't do anything, and I don't even play at Link 1. Normally in Dark Magician, like you would play a Link 1 like Artemis to go the Link off the Magician's Rod. That way you can like on your opponent's turn you can Magician's Rod add itself back to hand. Okay, I'm not trying to do that. Okay, I'm not trying to do that play. I'm not trying to draw Magician's Rod even. So like I don't play a Link 1. But in this scenario, because
Thanks
all
for
I
coming.
drew was a Magician's Rod,
Doing
I would have
this,
liked to
then?
have the Link 1, but I
Rune
can't
Wars,
do
right?
it. It's not worth playing that just for this scenario where you brick so hard that you don't have any plays. But yeah, we do have Called By plus 2 hand traps, so hopefully that will be enough to at least survive. And then I guaranteed I draw an actual useful card next turn. My opponent goes 5 mana, which like thank God we have Called By the Grave. So like at least we don't have to worry about 5 mana for 2 turns. So you know, get V2 Bird. And of course my opponent is gonna have Malulu, and Malulu is like the one card that doesn't lose to Ash. That's kind of aggravating, not gonna lie. Rahu, K2, and Lucas all would have lost to at least Ash Blossom, but like you know the fucking Malulu, it lets them make Gulamel through an Ash, which is kind of annoying. So they're gonna go Lucius, and then they're gonna chain to Gulamel. I just let that happen because I know they're gonna Gulamel target my back row, and I'm just gonna chain Soul Servant, and I'm gonna stack Dark Magician Girl on top. That way, at least if I survive, at least I will be drawing into a Dark Magician Girl next turn. My opponent sets K2, and then they activate K2, and why didn't I Ash this? Don't ask. I'm holding Ash for fucking next game. I don't know why the hell I didn't Ash this. You should 100% Ash this K2 in this scenario. I don't like. Was I toggled off? Why the hell did I not Ash this? What am I doing? Okay, whatever. Maybe I was too tilted, and that's why I just raged not Ash. But my opponent makes Secretariat Dragon. This shit is so stupid. Like, this is fucking... Secretariat Dragon is the killer of all fun rogue decks. It kills all the anime decks. It kills Blue Eyes. It kills Dark Magician. It kills, like, every other deck I want to play. But, yeah, Secretariat Dragon fucking sucks ass in this scenario for us. They're gonna set Rahu, which at least... They're gonna go Secretariat, summon back the Lucius, shuffle back the Malulu, and then they're gonna add a pan. It's like whatever. There's no point rolling this because I still have to ash for Rahu. For some reason, I ash for Rahu. I don't ash the K2. I don't know why. You know, if I ash the K2, I wouldn't have to deal with this fucking Secretariat Dragon on the fucking field right now. But you know, I'm stupid. That's why. So I get at least we live. Unfortunately, the Secretariat Dragon means that I can't use Dark Magician Girl's effect because it's special summon. So like this shit is so aggravating that, yeah. And they also hard drew 2 traps. By the way, they didn't set a single trap. They didn't set a single card. They just hard drew 2 traps while I bricked. So they still get 2 interruptions in the back row, even though they didn't resolve like any. They hardly resolved any of Drago Tail effects. But you know, whatever. I am going to pitch Drill Beam, the special Dark Magician Girl, the Apprentice, in defense mode to play around Horn, potentially. Then I'm going to use Soul Servant, because this is still a Dark Magician Girl. Its effect isn't negated. I just can't activate its activated effect. So I'm praying on 1 draw off the fucking... this is where we're at. We're playing for 1 draw off of Soul Servant to see if we can draw into something useful. And Dark Magician Souls is not the worst. It is not the worst. But it's also, like... It's not the best, because like I'm under Secretariat Dragon, so it doesn't do much. So I have to normal summon Droll, go into Almirad. If my opponent had Horn, we lost on the spot, straight up. If they had Horn, the game was over. Thankfully, they don't have Horn; they have Sting. So they're going to Sting my Dark Magician and Drill Beam to try and draw a card. I guess to try maybe draw a Veiler, I don't know, but yeah, we go into SP and I can SP the Secretariat Dragon, and thank fucking God the SP went through. They're gonna go Gulamel, which is like whatever. You can have the Gulamel back. I don't really care. I just care about the Secretariat Dragon being gone, because now I can banish the Dark Magician Girl, and then I can go into Dark Magician of Destruction. And now I know my opponent also doesn't have a Horn, so I don't need to worry about that. They're gonna Ash my Dark Magician, which is also really annoying, but because they summoned Gulamel already, it means I can SP banish a Gulamel, and then the Gulamel gets banished forever because it doesn't come back. It just gets banished when it leaves the field. So I can attack over their Lucius and then summon back the SP Little Knight, and then yeah,
Anything
we have
else you
SP. I hope my opponent doesn't draw a playable card. Thank God my opponent does not draw a playable card.
Doing this then?
Me.
See you
I
guys.
also don't draw a playable card, but also it's Impulse, so I'm still in a good position, because if they top that 1 starter, Impulse beats that 1 starter. And here's where low-key I kind of want the second, like scenarios like this is where I want the second Dark Magician of Destruction, because I think
The guest book is here.
you can banish Dark Magician of Destruction.